Hey guys, I'm super excited today. I have a very special guest for our Gut Feeler Secrets interview. And this is Montreal Healthy Girl, aka Brittany Auerbach. She's an incredibly inspiring and courageous woman who suffered from several chronic diseases like IBS, thyroid problems, severe acne, and a chronic bladder infection that had her housebound for over a year, neglecting her social life, feeling constant pain on a daily basis, and even being close to ending her life on will because she couldn't see the end of the tunnel. She didn't know how to get out of that. And today she's a happy, healthy young woman who transformed her suffering into her gift. She's a certified naturopath now, and with her YouTube channel that she started 4 years ago, she helps as Montreal Healthy Girl thousands of people to go on their healing journey, helps them to overcome chronic illnesses like her own, and for me is an incredibly inspiring colleague who does great work out there in the world. If you want to know more about her, I'm linking you everything in the description, her website montrealhealthygirl.com, and also her YouTube channel, so you can check her out and hopefully get as inspired as I am. Before we dive right into it, to hear from Brittany, her insights, what she learned from her body, and the diseases she had to battle with, I'm going to end this intro and give right over to Brittany with the wise words of an ancient doctor, Hippocrates, who said, "The greatest medicine of all is teaching people how not to need it."
So it's Britt from Montreal Healthy Girl, and today I'm doing a super fun collab with Mrs. Peggy Shermer, who's an amazing inspiration and a health activist as well. So I'm really excited to be doing this with her. This is a tough question for me to answer. I definitely have my own struggles. I think that there are two things that I struggle with the most. And the first is balancing the information that I've acquired throughout my healing journey, throughout my personal studies, my research, my courses, all of that stuff. So what is toughest for me is finding a balance in my own life where I don't overthink about everything that's wrong with our food supply in the world. So I've done a video about orthorexia and how that it's easy to get into this mind frame where you're just really, really focused essentially on health. So I think for me, it's a combination of that. It's finding the balance to not be so crazy and stringent with the way that I address my own health and stress about it and that kind of stuff as well. Work-life balance has been really difficult for me in my entire life. I've always struggled with this. I've always worked really hard. I've always put other people first before myself, and that's resulted in a lot of, worry and stress and exhaustion and chronic fatigue and those kinds of things. So personally, something that I've always struggled with and still continue to struggle with in this moment is a little bit finding that, sleep life, work-life balance. And also just finding balance with my diet. In other words, not feeling really stressed out when I don't have access to the foods that I like to eat, or not really worrying so much about the state of the world and the state of our food supply. And so it's really just like a stress thing that I think is most prominent for me. I definitely also have always struggled, like everybody else, with complete self-love and acceptance. No, don't get me wrong, I've come a really long way, and I'm super grateful for the journey that I've had. And if anything, having chronic diseases, multiple chronic diseases, and completely reversing them yourself alone is extremely empowering. And it definitely makes me see more about myself that I didn't see before, and makes me feel like more of the warrior that I really am, compared to how I really felt about myself in previous years. But there's definitely still always a battle to fully accept yourself, to fully be okay with where you are, no matter what happens in your life. We're all human, nobody is perfect. I would say that something that hasn't helped with my health obsession journey, and why I continue to be so involved in the health community, and why I do so many experiments in my body all the time and all of that, is the fact that I had my appendix removed when I was 12 years old. This is a decision that was made, on my behalf by my family, because I was sick and I had appendicitis. In those days, what they did was they removed your appendix. I then came to realize, after many years of chronic disease, sort of starting shortly after that time predominantly, I came to discover how important the appendix really is, and it's actually one of the most critical organs for health and wellness in the body. So for me, that's been really difficult to grasp as well. I basically always battled a little bit with some intestinal difficulties, although I no longer have any gut diseases. And my digestion is extremely amazing compared to how it used to be. I think in the back of my mind, it still bothers me that I don't have an appendix. So it's going to be hard to pick just three. I think that number one the number one thing that my body has taught me, something that I never did before, that being sick helped me realize, that getting well helped me realize, that living life in this body helped me realize, is that I need to listen. And the truth is, you need to listen too. And I don't believe that I would have ever gotten sick if I had listened to my body. What we don't realize is that as a culture and a society, we're very stress oriented. We're driven to go, go, go. We're always thinking about everybody else, or we're thinking about, yesterday or tomorrow. We're thinking about everything we need to do later. We're not living in the moment. We're not present, and we're never really listening to what the body needs. There are so many times that I wanted to eat, a healthy option, but I convinced myself that because of the specific diet I was on at that time, that I needed to eat something different. And then I would eat that something different, and I wouldn't feel satisfied, because what I really wanted was something else, and it was all so healthy. It just wasn't on my, high fat or low fat or keto or whatever cleanse I was on in that moment. The number one thing I do now, or try to do, I'm still not amazing at it, is listen to my body, and it's something I certainly never did before. The second thing is, it's not all about food. And this is a big one that I see with clients that I work with myself in my own healing, in family and friends, in everybody I know that has diseases. I remember when I was sick, that's 7 years ago now, when I had all my diagnoses. 7 years, it's been a long time, but I refused to believe that there was anything emotionally going on. I refused to believe that there was anything spiritually going on. That didn't even mean anything to me. It was all like hoodoo voodoo. And I was just so focused on food. I was like, nope, I must have deficiency. Nope, I have parasites. Nope, I have, something wrong. My diet has to be different. That's why my body's reacting this way. And I didn't realize how profoundly emotions played a role in all diseases. And I think going through my healing journey for me was almost traumatic, in the sense that it forced me to realize that emotions play a bigger role in your health than even food does. And I can't believe I'm saying that, because I'm such a food-centric person, and I spend so much time telling people, optimizing their diets and optimizing their lifestyle and their nutritional status, and that's really important for supporting, the function of your actual body and your organs. But at the end of the day, the biggest source of physiological and physical stress in the body is most often our daily thoughts. It's what we think, what we feel about ourselves, what we tell ourselves. After many years of people telling me I need to focus on my emotional health and me just denying it at all costs, I realized that I just got fed up. I got fed up of being sick. I got fed up of crying every day. I got fed up of, blaming decisions other people had made for me on why I was sick. I got fed up of feeling guilty or ashamed of all the choices I had made that made me sick. I stopped, worrying about the future I wanted and everything that I wasn't going to have. And I stopped torturing myself emotionally and mentally. And when I did that, when I let go and I started eating more things that I wanted to eat, and I started going out with friends again, I started living like I was healthy even though I wasn't. And I just stopped focusing on my disease. I accepted my disease fully. I accepted my restrictions fully. And I just sort of forgot about my condition, if that makes sense. Then I noticed that I wasn't thinking about where I was in that moment. I was just trying to live my life and trying to enjoy the people I cared about and trying to become part of society again. And then within 6 months, I was completely well. What I've noticed is that is the most important thing, is addressing emotional health. It's being happy right now. It's accepting where you are. So that was definitely a big thing that I learned. And the third thing I would say is that sleep is more important than anything else when it comes to health. What I discovered after, thousands and thousands and dozens of thousands of dollars wasted on supplements and many sleepless nights, years worth of sleepless nights, researching and studying and reading, I would have healed in probably a few months if I had just slept every time I was tired, because what I was most of all when I was sick was exhausted. Most of the day is spent with your body accumulating and processing and working and expending energy and balancing energy. And at night is when you restore all of the damage or all of the intake and everything that's happened that day. When you're sick, you have many years of backlog, so you need immense amounts of sleep. The biggest mistake that we make as humans is to regret what we did yesterday, or feel ashamed or guilty over what people thought about what we did yesterday, or what we think we could have done differently. And also feeling a huge loss and feeling alone and feeling negative and feeling scared and feeling fearful that we're never going to have what we want tomorrow. The biggest thing that every sick person tells themselves is, I don't think I can get well. I'm not going to be okay. I'm not going to get healthy. I felt that I felt every one of those things up until the very day I was healed. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't even matter what you ate for breakfast if it wasn't the optimal thing. Don't torture yourself over what you did that no longer exists anymore in the world. Don't worry about what is going to come tomorrow. The reason you got sick is because you didn't live in the moment. Because the only way we can be happy is if we are willing to feel what we feel right now and live what we feel right now. You don't have to, be able to run a marathon right now to be happy. You don't have to look the way that you want to look. You don't have to drop that 100 pounds. Whatever your end result is, when you feel far away from it, that causes pain for you. The thing that helped me the most, the number one piece of advice I could give anybody who's sick, find a way, whichever way you can, tell yourself every minute of every day that you're already healthy. That is the way to get healthy the fastest. When you tell yourself you're already healthy, things like, I'm healthy, I'm so vibrant and healthy and beautiful and smart and wonderful and, fit and vibrant, I can go running and jogging and hiking and doing anything that I want. The truth is, you will only get healthy if you incorporate high vibrational things into your life. That means raw fruits and vegetables. That means sleeping a lot. It means laughing a lot. It means having fun. It means being out in nature where there's a lot of energetic frequency and not spending all your time in front of a computer staring at other people talk about their health journeys. It's about doing things that make you really happy. It's about only allowing yourself, or mostly allowing yourself, to indulge in the feelings and the sensations and the thoughts that are high vibration. Those are the things empowered that are going to help raise your vibration. That is going to tell all your cells that you're totally fine. That's going to boost your immune system. That's going to take acidity and stress away. It's going to blunt your fight or flight response, which is what was making you sick in the first place. Whatever it is that's bothering you, I have so much acne, I have this, I have that. Instead say, I am so grateful for my strong body. I am so grateful for my strong liver. I am so grateful for my parents, for my best friend, for my dog, for my cat, for this beautiful house, for the wonderful weather outside. I'm grateful for, the money I have in the bank. I'm grateful for assistance from the government. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my kids. Gratitude is a way of saying that you already have something. It's a way of giving thanks for what you already have, because you are not dead. That means you can heal. You're never as unhealthy as you think you are in your mind. We never look as bad as we imagine that we do. We never, things aren't as awful as they are in our own mind in reality. Your healing journey is going to be so much smoother and easier than you could possibly ever have imagined. And there is absolutely nothing stopping you from being completely healthy. You don't need me. You don't need Peggy. You don't need any other single person in the world other than yourself, your own self-love, your own good decisions, and your own listening to your body for you to get completely healthy again.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for this beautiful, inspiring sharing of yours. I hope, guys, you out there got inspired, you got something out of this. I have a question for you. What was the most inspiring thing? What was kind of an aha effect maybe that happened during this interview? Just let me know. It can be one word, can be one sentence. Let us know in the comments below. It's great to have your feedback and know where you're at your healing journey. Guys, if you want to work together with Montreal Healthy Girl, with Brittany, she's developed this incredible email course to help you overcome your chronic illnesses and really get help from somebody who has gone through a lot, much more than most people experience in their whole life. Check out her website, montrealhealthygirl.com, and if you want to find more inspiring videos sharing her expert knowledge for free here on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button to Montreal Healthy Girl. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to answer the question below, what was your insight, your aha effect, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye bye.